It is November, which means that some of you may have already gotten some course grades, and others of you are just about to get those, marking the first grades of your high school career. Those are going to be calculated to determine your GPA. So, what is a GPA? It stands for grade point average, and it's a way for you to know how you're improving and making progress in your academics. So, let's go ahead and learn a little bit more about how that relates to your RaiseMe account. When I click the I icon next to GPA, next to my courses, it's going to give me more information about how GPA is calculated on RaiseMe. So on your RaiseMe account, every time that you're adding new courses, we're taking those into account to determine what your GPA is. We calculate an unweighted GPA, and we only use core courses. So first of all, what is unweighted versus weighted GPA? Unweighted GPA is on a scale from 0 to 4.0, and it's the same framework that college admissions teams are going to use to calculate GPA. Weighted GPA is on a scale from 0 to 5.0. This is used to take into account honors, advanced, and AP or IB courses. Many high schools will use this to take into account the different types of classes you're taking, but this is not standardized across high schools in the nation. As such, we have to use an unweighted GPA for us to be able to determine what you're earning on RaiseMe and have it be fair to all the other students in the nation who are on the same scale. So next up, let's talk about core versus non-core courses. On RaiseMe, a core course is considered any class that falls into these subject areas: math, science, social studies, English, and foreign language. To get a sense for what would fall in those categories, we've given some examples here. So any math course like Algebra 1 is going to be considered core. A science course like biology, considered core. You get the point. Non-core courses are a little bit trickier. Arts or elective courses are not going to be considered core for the purposes of GPA, and that also includes any religious classes you may end up taking at your high school. So that covers how we look at GPA on RaiseMe. But why should you care? So not only is GPA going to be important for you to know and be able to calculate for yourself as you think about your academic progress in high school, but it's also the way that we're able to help you track your progress on RaiseMe. So let's look over at our scholarships tab. One of the main categories is academic progress. So you can earn for maintaining a high GPA throughout high school. And that award is honored for every 1/10 of a point of GPA that you're increasing over time. So that's a small increment, and it's worth a ton of money towards micro scholarships. So it's really important to think about how you can continue to maintain a high GPA, or if you'd like to get your GPA up, how you can work towards getting a higher GPA. Now, in addition to earning for maintaining a high GPA, GPA is a big factor in admissions for college. Let's take a look at one of the colleges that I'm following, Emory University. If I scroll down, I'm going to find the admissions criteria for getting into this institution. So when you're thinking about match at a college, one of the things that they're going to consider is your GPA as well as your standardized test scores. The average GPA for a student who's admitted to Emory is 3.83. So that's important for me to know in advance. If this is a school I'm really excited about, now I know what I should be aiming for to keep and maintain a high GPA, not only in freshman year, but sophomore, junior, senior year. So this is setting a goal for myself that I can work towards throughout high school. If I click over on scholarships, I can see exactly what Emory is awarding for. And the second category is maintaining a high GPA. So here I'm actually able to see what that 1/10 of a point works out to be at this particular school. So if I have a 3.75 or higher, every increment above 3.75 is worth $800 for a total of $30,000 if I'm getting a 4.0. High GPA is a really lucrative micro scholarship category and one you should be paying attention to. Lastly, let's take a look at requirements. So every single one of the RaiseMe colleges is going to set a minimum GPA requirement in order to earn those micro scholarships. For Emory, it's a 3.5. So again, this is setting a standard that I should be aware of and try to meet. So now that I'm a freshman and I'm just getting started with my high school career, it leaves me plenty of time to think about how I can get my GPA where I want it to be in order to be admissible to a bunch of different colleges that I might be excited about.